Happy Arvo. Hello, thank you so much for joining me today, and welcome to the episode everyone has been waiting for. Everybody's been saying for years now, ever since I started this channel, Ryan, you have to react to TAFE. T-A-F-E. What does it mean? I don't know. It's the most exciting topic ever covered on this channel. So thank you so much for joining me today, where I'm going to learn about what TAFE is in Australia. I do know it's an alternative to like university. Okay, I do know that. But the details, I'm excited to jump in and learn. Okay, so thank you for joining me. Choosing your uni. I guess that's kind of an ironic title for this channel, because this is a video about TAFE. University isn't your only option. Go check out their channel, link down below. Let's go. Let's go. What is it? What is it?
Yeah, and so what is it that TAFE does exactly? What's that kind of educational option for a student who's at high school, finishing up, thinking about what to do next? Yeah. What's TAFE all about?
So what I'd be saying, if you're a student who maybe doesn't like to hit the books, but really wants to do something practical, really wants to be seen to be achieving something through what they're learning, then TAFE is the pathway for you. And what I mean by that is
I feel like that speaks to so many students. So many, man. There's such a, I'm sure it's pervasive over there in Australia, but over here in America, it feels like if you're one of those students who doesn't really enjoy book learning in the classroom all day, you're basically just screwed. You know, it's like, I guess I'm either gonna become an actor or work at McDonald's. Maybe both. That's how it feels. But obviously that's not true at all. There's so many more practical skills that you can learn and be super valuable because they are in high demand.
learn in a very practical way, what we would call in a...
Of course, with a lot of these jobs, you do have to do some book learning. Sorry. But when you pair that with like an equal amount of in the field, in the lab, doing stuff, I think it's a lot more doable for some students.
Approach. And so what that means is that often you're not only looking at books, but you're looking at how you can apply skills in a very practical situation. Sometimes that'll be in a laboratory situation or in a simulated hospital.
I like how you guys say laboratory. It sounds like Dexter's Laboratory.
Ward, for example.
Did you guys watch that show? Dexter's Lab?
Equally, you could be in a workplace. We could send you out to a workplace so you can get an experience about actually doing those skills practically. It doesn't mean that you're dumb in doing an approach like that. Really what it means is you want to be able to do it, and then...
It might mean you're pretty smart compared to a lot of these degrees they're trying to sell people nowadays at the universities. You might be the one thinking a little bit further ahead. Something practical, you know? I'm not even going to name any degrees, but you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of degrees of people I know personally who it's like, you get out of college and it's like, wait, this is supposed to get me a job. I forgot. What jobs hire for this degree? None? Shoot.
Learn the theory that goes along with it that makes you really ready to hit the workforce once you've completed your qualification.
Yeah, I think that's so important because I think a lot of people, you know, uni really gets pushed at people as like, oh, you finished school, you really need to go to university next, but...
I want to know, sorry to interrupt these fine dudes, I like this guy's hat, but I want to know, what's the finances behind it? What would really be amazing is if it was free. I know it's probably not, but that would really kind of be mind-blowing. Over here in America, you know, we've got like technical schools, but it seems like this is a little bit more well-built, a larger system. I don't know if you can hear my son, but I promise he makes that noise on a regular basis. He's okay. What was I saying? What the heck was I saying? Oh yeah, over here we have technical schools, but your system seems a lot more built out. And you still got to pay a pretty penny over here to go to some technical schools. It's much cheaper than a college degree. But you still got to pay a pretty penny.
There's pretty incredible pathways, aren't there, for people to go into TAFE and then onto other things? Not necessarily uni.
Well and truly. A lot of people will think of TAFE as getting a trade, an apprentice in building and carpentry and the like, and that's a strong part of the TAFE offering, but there's a whole range of other areas in health, in business, in community services, in a whole range of areas. And what you're really learning is an approach to get you ready to go into the workplace. And what it does mean is you can get into work a lot quicker than, say, a 3 or 4 year degree. And interestingly, a lot of the data is starting to show that you're starting to in the workforce quicker, and you can catch up in terms of what you would earn compared to somebody who had come out of university. The other thing that often
That actually makes sense. So the one dude, people are going to university for 4 years. You might start out at a lower entry salary, but by the time they're out of university, your salary has increased, and you've been earning money that whole time. You're not nearly as in debt. I'm not just trying to poop on university degrees. I have one. But for a lot of people, it doesn't make much sense.
What happens is it gives you a taste for learning through TAFE, and then often you go into work, and then you go, now I'm interested in doing something at university. So it's really parts of building your approach to building your credentials to make you a really skilled worker across your working life.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because I've heard the same story, and I've been interviewing students all around Australia now on university campuses, but then also people who are just out there working. And that's certainly something that I've heard, is that, often when you finish high school or you're young, you don't know what you're going to do. So the best thing you can do in some instances is just go out and try different things.
That's right.
Get some work experience, and then come back to that kind of formal.
Correct.
University studies, formalised education, theoretical education later.
One of the things that happens in the vet sector in Australia.
It can be really tricky, can't it? It can be really tricky to figure it all out. I feel like maybe taking that year after college, because the thing is, you're like wanting to start your life. You know what I mean? If only we all stayed 18 years old for eternity, then it would be pretty easy to just, I'm just going to take my time to figure everything out. But it's like you don't want to wait till you're 30 years old. I mean, you can, of course. You can always go back to college. But I'm just saying, a lot of people want to get the ball rolling. And it can be tricky, especially if you're not sure what you want to do. I wonder if there's a TAFE type of program where it's like, I don't really know what I want to do. Figure that out. What should I learn? I don't know what I want to do.
Australia is a thing called Traineeships, and that's where you are studying or you're training at the same time.
I guess that's why you would take a little like gap and try to figure that out.
Time as you're working. And the amount of stories I hear of those young people who said, this got me on a learning journey, and then they end up going to university and the like. Having really had an employer to say, well, I've got a bit of trust in you, I'm going to train you at the same time as you are working. Just sets them on their pathway. Because there's a lot of people who maybe school wasn't the right thing for them, it wasn't really a good experience for them, maybe they didn't like the exams or all that sort of stuff. TAFE has a bit more of an accessible educational model. We'll accept all learners who'll come in, and you'll get a program that suits your particular needs. But it doesn't mean that we dumb down the course, it means we'll accept where you are and help you move along. Often they call it scaffolding in the educational.
Okay, very interesting. I'm going to look through, career options, where to start. Pro to go. Don't know what that means. I was hoping there would be a section on finance. Dang it. Okay. I'm curious about the career options.
Because I guess it gives you options whether you want to stay locally and just work literally in the suburb where you grew up. Right through. So we were having a chat just before we got on camera. I was telling you about a friend of mine who's become a very senior manager for Marriott Hotel Group who's now worked all over the world.
Yes.
And you literally have this kind of global career, so it seems
Correct.
like there's something in there for...
Well and truly. And a student that, or a worker that I met earlier on this year was a pastry chef. She now works for a leading global brand on bread making. And she spends her life travelling around the world. So, and it's because they've got that practical skill.
That's pretty cool. That is one thing about learning a practical skill is, you know, when you get into a really particular niche, like bread making, it's possible to become one of the best in the world at it. You know what I mean? Like, if you really dive into it and commit yourself to it. And then, you know, you can be that person flying around on the private jet like, yeah, I know more about bread making than any of you idiots. I need to learn about the financial aspect. Hold on. Here we go, folks. I have Googled it. Is TAFE free? Fee-free TAFE and vocational education is a joint initiative of the Australian and Southern government providing tuition-free training places eligibility. Ooh, so it sounds like it's possible to get some free TAFE. Well, now I'm wondering how much it normally costs. A fee applies for most TAFE digital courses. I think that's kind of like counterintuitive. How do you take a digital course for a practical skill? I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, maybe some of it. Hold on. All right, folks. I've been diving deep into this. I randomly picked New South Wales TAFE. I think it's one of the big ones. And I dove deep into like air conditioning and refrigeration. Okay? And finally, I found the cost and $16,000 for the full course. I mean, that's for 2 years. And that's AUD, so that's, you know, more like $8,000 US for 2 years. Yeah, that's cheap. That's cheap. $4,000 a year. It's not free. It's not free. But that is cheap. So that's pretty cool. And it does seem like there are ways to get... Also over here in America, there are ways to like subsidize going to trade school. You can also do some like courses in high school. There's some programs for that. Hold on. All right, guys. Now I've infiltrated TAFE. I've infiltrated. That sounds bad. I'm not doing anything bad. I'm just taking a look around digitally, okay? I've digitally infiltrated TAFE, New South Wales. I'm going to walk around thanks to more locations. Link down below. I just want to see what it looks like. Ha ha ha. Oh, here we are, walking down the street. I would have no idea I was in TAFE, to be honest. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. I mean, this is beautiful. It looks like Sydney. Stunning. I guess it's in the middle of downtown, huh? God, is the weather always this nice? It must be nice, guys. It must be nice. Where's the TAFE? Oh, there it is. We're walking in. Is this really it? I mean, this is freaking nice. I can't tell what's the campus and what's not. Sorry if I'm making anybody like want to throw up by skipping around this much. You know, I can feel that the beach is nearby. That made no sense, but Something about the trees and stuff, I can sense it, like that we're on the coast. I just get the feeling. It kind of feels like Florida. I get that feeling in Florida. See, here in Indiana, it doesn't feel like this. It's got nothing to do with TAFE, though. Ah, there it is, TAFE. Damn. It looks pretty nice, guys. And you're in downtown Sydney. Do they have, like, dorms? All right. Ooh, that's kind of eerie. November 2019. They had no idea in just a few months you probably weren't even allowed to walk around TAFE. Oh. Well, I know what TAFE is now. Can check it off the list. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching.